Welcome to the show, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dave.
My name's Regis.
Okay.
Now, Mr. President, you're here to raise money for Alzheimer's awareness. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
I'm here to raise money to help find a cure for Alzheimer's because I have what's called a vested interest, Dave.
Regis.
Okay.
All right then, Mr. President. Let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Question 1 for $100. Usually an easy one, don't worry. The USA is an acronym of the following phrase: the United States of A, Israel, B, Armenia, C, Iran, D, America.
Ooh, tough one. Looks like I'm gonna have to phone a friend.
Good one, Mr. President.
Yeah, no, seriously though, I'm gonna need some help here.
Okay. Who would you like to call?
Let's try Mitch McConnell.
And where is Mitch calling from, Mr. President?
He's calling from right here in the United States of America.
The United States of America.
Yeah.
Well, before we start the clock, would you care to explain how Mitch McConnell, a Republican, is on your list as a phone a friend?
Well, you see, Sam.
Regis,
it's true that Mitch and I are both in different political parties, but it's important for us all to remember that although he may be a Republican and I may be a Democrat, at the end of the day, we're both members of the Uniparty.
we have Mitch on the line now, Mr. President, and your time starts now.
Mitch, the U.S. acted in the following states: A, Irania, B, Armani, 4, Iraq, 7 in Iraq.
Sorry, Joe, I didn't quite catch that. Can you repeat it?
The U.S. Iraq is the final phase of the United States, Iran, 2A, Armenia, C, Iraq, if the foothills of the Himalayas.
Joe, I have no idea what you're saying.
For Christ's sake, Mitch is asking you what the A in USA stands for.
Oh, that's easy. It's...
Mitch? Mitch, are you there? His connection must have froze or something.
Give me the 50-50.
Mr. President.
Say, give me the 50-50, damn it.
All right, computer, take away 2 wrong answers and leave Joe with the correct answer and 1 remaining wrong answer.
Well, okay, I was leaning towards Armenia, so now I really don't know what to think.
I mean, you could always ask the audience.
And let a public vote make an important decision? I don't think so, pal.
Well, you know, most people find it a pretty useful lifeline, so...
Just shut up and let me think for a second. Think, Joe, think. The United States, the U.S. That's the United States, the U.S., USA. That's it. The answer is A. A, final answer.
Joe, you had $0. And I'm afraid you still have $0. It's the wrong answer. It is, of course, the United States of America, not the United States of Israel.
You sure about that?
And now, from Times Square, it's That Kevin Show.
Somewhere in the bowels of the city that never sleeps
Kevin McCullough, radio host with Salem Media,
is a man also not sleeping.
Syndicated radio talk show host Kevin McCullough.
And that guy would like a word with you.
Many of you know him as Nostradamus.
Of course that Kevin show is going to be great. The only thing that could be greater, of course, would be that Donald show. But we don't have that, so we have that Kevin show.
Featuring the music of Dick Tunney and the Dream in Color Orchestra. Tonight, she ranks higher than most admirals and generals. K.T. McFarlane. He's a tax-collecting good guy. Paris Patel. Sketch comedy from Penn Holderness. Biden and Trump play millionaire. And in the spotlight, it's the sweet sounds of Lainey Wilson. And now, from Times Square, where the Staten Island Ferryhawks sport a starting first baseman with more World Series rings than the Yanks and Mets first baseman combined, here's the...
All right, yeah, welcome. Do you have the That Kevin Show mug? It is what I drink my coffee and adult beverages in. I'm not going to tell you which is which tonight. But do you have a chance to win one of those? Send your email, thatkevinshow@gmail.com. We will be naming the winner of a new That Kevin Show mug tonight. Yes, that you got something right, David.
It's a miracle.
I know. Don't be shocked. You did it. You did it well.
I'm shocked.
I just found out that what David said there in the open is true. The Staten Island Ferryhawks, which is an independent, it's not even part of the Major League AAA, AA farm system. It's an independent minor league team that happens to play its home games on Staten Island, which, you know, for all the Colin Jost and other people that come from there, it's remarkably normal place. Love the people of Staten Island. But the Ferryhawks have just landed Pablo Sandoval, who just came from the San Francisco. He just got cut by the Giants, but he's a 3-time World Series champion and a former World Series MVP. And I thought, I wonder. So I looked at the Mets and the Yankees starting first baseman, and they have, between the two of them, they have 1 World Series ring. Staten Island Ferryhawks first baseman, 3 World Series rings. So it's kind of a cool little, if you go out to Staten Island, enjoy the Ferryhawks and get some World Series style baseball, at least from the first baseman. All right, Kevin McCullough, glad to have you with us. Now, the cold open there, Forgetful Joe, he really is. That's not, I wish that I could say that's entirely just a parody. That obviously is. That was very well done by Dr. Fozatic. But the humor in that is that it is linked to an actual man who acts that way in real life. And we got no better example of that this week than finally his reaction to what Iran did last weekend. You know, they fire 500 missiles, close to 500 missiles, them and the Yemenis and the Lebanese and the agents of Iran in these countries firing all of these missiles. Every one of them just about gets shut down. A lot of countries came to the aid. The U.S., the U.K., France, Jordan, Saudi Arabia. These were not countries that had ever stood with Israel before, but they did this time. And by the way, kudos to President Trump and the Abraham Accords for making this, spirit of cooperation even possible. That's incredible. But you have good old Joe in the moment last weekend go to Bibi Netanyahu and go, okay. Let's just call it a win and go home. To which Bibi Netanyahu's going, get this guy out of here. So all week long, everybody's wondering, is Joe Biden going to respond? Is there going to be something that he's going to do? Because the U.S. was pulled into this. We had some level of response that we could take on ourselves, and Israel is kind of our most important ally. Well, lo and behold, the Israelis, and I think it's just the tip of the iceberg. They did one little response. They went in and they dropped some very precise missiles right on the nuke research place that Iran has deep inside of Iranian territory. Not like those missiles that were coming out of Iran to Israel going, I don't know where I'm going, but I got shot down. Now, Israel, dead of night, with no other countries evidently knowing about it, got missiles and payloads into research facilities and military targets. I hope it's just the beginning. I think that there should still be a very large response from Israel on all of this. I'll ask KT McFarland about this when she's with us in just a bit. But that was after Joe Biden has been, hey, take the win. You got to take the win. So what was Dementia Joe going to do when he had a chance to respond? Well, we saw it on Friday. In response to the unprecedented drone and missile attacks, Joe Biden announced new sanctions on the Iranian regime. New sanctions. New sanctions going to be really, really tough. You know why? They're actually not going to do anything. They don't target any of the industries of Iran, and they don't target any of their energy sector. And Joe Biden has personally made Iran a $100 billion beneficiary of commerce and things over the last 3 years. These sanctions are a joke. But then again, so is most of the mental capacity of the president. So that's what we're stuck with tonight. Dementia Joe and his sanctions. Gavin McCullough coming right back.